A ship that made more than a dozen wartime voyages during World War II now serves as a floating museum in Baltimore's Canton Marine Terminal. Volunteers work hard, though, to keep the SS John W. Brown operating and running really smoothly.
But they're asking for the public's help to preserve this part of history. Brianna Ross got on board and to show us why.
Stepping on board the SS John W. Brown is like stepping onto a piece of history.
The John W. Brown is a World War II Liberty ship. It's one of the largest class of ships ever built. It was built right here in Baltimore at the old Bethlehem Fairfield Yard.
The Liberty ships were mass-produced cargo ships used to carry everything from supplies to eventually troops during World War II. Most of the Liberty ships were built right here in Baltimore, and now one of the only two remaining Liberty ships that still operates sits right here in Baltimore.
It's a museum ship, but we look at it as it's a living history memorial to the merchant mariners who labored, behind the scenes. They were kind of unsung heroes that got all the material to all the parts of the world.
Today, volunteers like Dick Stern take pride in showing people this living history, from the most critical parts of the ship,
looking at the bridge and telling him where to steer,
to the areas those on board used every day.
This is the ship's galley.
To museum rooms filled with information and artifacts.
That's actually the wheel off of it.
But it takes a lot of work and money to keep the ship up and running.
Every 5 years we have to go to a dry dock to maintain our Coast Guard certification. This time it's going to cost probably pushing $1.25 million.
That money helps cover repairs and other expenses associated with the trip to the dry dock in Norfolk. A government grant and donations are helping to cover the costs. Volunteers with the John W. Brown say they still need financial help for the trip and to keep the ship alive.
We are surviving on the generosity, basically, of our supporters, and we really, really appreciate it. But we just needed to keep going.
So that people continue to have the opportunity to step onto a piece of history.
Nobody wants to see a part of history die.
That was Brianna Ross reporting. A first look at your weather.